Can you beat Terraria using only mounts to attack? This means that all the damage I deal needs to be done using a mount special attack. Like for example, the Unicorn's Charge, the Slime Mount Stomp attack, and a bunch of other ways I'll get to later. And while at first glance I thought this would be a relatively simple challenge, let me tell you, this quickly evolved into something much worse. No! Spiraling me into a journey of pain, suffering, and quite possibly some of the most annoying boss fights I'd ever had to deal with. So without further ado, let's get right into it. As soon as I loaded into my world, I immediately began getting a feel for my surroundings, doing all the usual preparation, chopping down some trees and heading off to explore. However, it was quickly apparent that this challenge was not going to be easy, as without a weapon, I was having some trouble to say the least. Oh no. Ow, yeah, we're going to need some form of mount soon, because right now, this is not good. So after enduring through a painful amount of deaths, I was onto my brand new mission to find my very first mount, which to my surprise actually ended up being pretty difficult, as even after looking all around the world, it became pretty clear that almost every single mount was completely unavailable to me. I couldn't get the slime mount because you needed to kill the king slime, I couldn't get the golf cart as you could only buy this after defeating Skeletron, and while I could get a few harmless mounts like the bunny, I couldn't deal any damage with these. But with the little hope I had, I searched on and on until eventually, I came up with an idea. Minecarts. Oh, yeah, this might be something. Yeah, this could be really good if we could get it to work. Something that when used would allow me to ride around and charge into enemies for some decent damage. And yes, if you're wondering, this does count as a mount according to the wiki. So before you start typing out comments, don't worry, I wasn't too sure about this either. Anyways, with this new information in mind, I got my very first kill of the challenge and began desecrating each and every one of these minecart tracks for my own personal gain. Then I started looking around for whatever other items I could find in chests. While I was down here, there were actually a surprisingly high amount of minecart tracks, making my time just a little bit easier. And while using this attack was kind of annoying, I was able to deal with it for a decent amount of time. Up until eventually, I was getting pretty fed up with it and was on the look for an upgrade. More specifically, I'd set my sights on the slime mount. So I gathered up all the ingredients for the slime crown, headed back to the surface to set up some minecart tracks and summon the king slime. And while I thought this would be easy enough, it ended up being a lot harder than I thought. Alright, first part of the game, let's see how we do. Okay, nice. Yeah, this damage is actually looking pretty good. As long as we can keep up our momentum, we should be fine. Ow. Oh no, I just noticed our health. Yeah, this is not looking too great. I guess we're just gonna have to slowly wait for our health to regen, then maybe we can get a few more hits in. No. Oh no. Stop. No. With the damage that King Slime was dealing, this fight was taking a long time to say the least. But after pushing through this and throwing myself at him over and over again, things were eventually looking pretty promising. Now that we've gotten the strat down, we should have it. Run away, magic mirror back. Okay, going well. Full health, think we can go in for another few hits. I think this is the slowest I've ever killed King Slime. It's getting very close to night. Also, all these zombies around are kind of annoying, not gonna lie. Oh no, zombie. I don't want to die this far in. Almost there. Come on, King Slime. You know it's over. I know it's over. Let's just get it over and done with. Nice, okay. I am so glad we're done with that. Now that I'd gotten my first boss down, I was feeling pretty good. However, unfortunately, this fight was not in fact over, as despite this kill, I still hadn't gotten the slime mount, and ended up having to fight him a few more times until eventually I'd gotten the luck I needed, grabbing the second mount of my collection and probably one of the most important items in this challenge. So with the sun beginning to set, I built up a basic little arena and summoned the Eye of Cthulhu, which for the most part actually went pretty well. No, well, at least for the most part. Alright, so apparently the slime does not save you from full damage. I mean, I've learned that the hard way now, so I gotta be careful. I have figured out though that the umbrella will save us though, thankfully. Okay, yeah, damage is actually looking really nice at the moment with this mount. Wait, nice, that's a floating island. Celestial Magnet is kind of useless to us though at the moment, so not really that useful. Wow, yeah, this is actually going pretty well. Few more hits, there we go. While the Eye of Cthulhu went down relatively easily, trust me when I say this, the rest of the bosses would not be the same. And as time goes on, we're going to be getting exponentially harder. But for the meantime, I was now onto the Brain of Cthulhu, and since this boss was going to be a little harder than the last, I figured I needed a few more upgrades. In particular, I wanted to get myself a horse, a mount you can buy from the zoologist for around 25 gold. So I got to construction on a brand new house to move some NPCs into, then made my way over to the zoologist ready to buy this item. only to realize I still needed to unlock it. Oh, she's not selling it yet, and this process would be painful to say the least. You see, the way the zoologist works is that in order to unlock new items, you need to add more and more entries to the bestiary. So basically just kill as many enemies as possible. And in order to get the horse, I needed to finish 30% of this bestiary. Something that upon first glance didn't seem too bad, but I slowly realized was going to take a lot longer than I expected. Okay, this is taking a while, I am not gonna lie. I think 30% of the bestiary is like 160 enemies or something ridiculous like that. There's a turtle, nice. Also, why is the zoologist rewarding me for killing random creatures? I don't know much about the lore of this game, but I thought she was all about saving the environment and all that. After a tedious amount of time killing random enemies, creatures, and going quite literally to hell and back, I'd eventually filled out 30% of these bestiary entries. And at last, I was able to buy the horse, which almost immediately I'd ridden right after the Crimson to begin my fight with the brain. Now, it's worth mentioning that this horse was a bit of a double-edged sword. For the most part, it had a ton of benefits, like being able to pierce, which is going to be coming in super handy for this fight. However, this came at the cost of being just kind of annoying to use, as you have to be running at full speed to attack, and most of the time I'd just be slowly fumbling around dealing no damage at all. Ow, this is not ideal. But all I could do was give it a shot and hope for the best. So I broke some Crimson Hearts and began combat. Oh no, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think the Underground Crimson was designed to be traversed with the horse. The horse in general is just kind of annoying to use. Okay, alright, it seems like if I can actually hit the creepers, our damage is actually pretty good. The problem is just hitting them in the first place, which is easier said than done. Come on, no. I just want to get into phase 2. Every fight in this challenge just takes so much longer. Right, we're almost there, just gotta get a few more hits. There we go. Oh no, ow, I should have blocked this off. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna switch back to the slime mount, because this horse is refusing to cooperate. It's a little better, but still not great. Ow. Yeah, we still gotta be pretty careful. Okay. Wait, another floating island. No, we can deal with this later. Gotta stay focused. Okay, we gotta land the final hit with my horse. I need to at least feel like it was worth my money. Okay. Nice. With the brain of Cthulhu down, I crafted up some crimson armor, went to sleep for a bit, and was unfortunately interrupted by a goblin army at my doorstep, who after a painful amount of deaths I was eventually able to defeat. But feeling confident enough, I figured it was about time I fight Skeletron, so I waited until night and activated the old man's curse. However, it was pretty clear that this fight was going to be a lot harder than any of the bosses I'd fought so far, as no matter which of my mounts I used, I could just never seem to make it. I tried using the slime mount, but could barely hit him with how fast he was flailing around. No. I tried building a massive arena to ride around with the horse in, but he just ended up despawning because I was too far away. Wait, where'd he go? And overall, I was just not having a good time. This trouble went on for a while, but eventually I came up with a solution. The grappling hook. Something that up to this point I just hadn't gotten for some reason, but when combined with the horse was going to be surprisingly useful. You see, by using the grappling hook I'd be able to speed up the horse way faster than I could before, thus letting me deal significantly more damage and making the fight much easier. Yeah, this grappling strategy is making things a lot easier. We're breezing right through this fight. If we just go back and forth with this, we should be pretty much good. Nice. Come on now. Alright, too easy. Now that Skeletron was down, I was feeling pretty good and was onto my final steps of preparation for the Wall of Flesh. The first of these being the Cobalt Shield. So I headed down into the dungeon and began looking for this item. I'm not gonna lie, I ended up dying a lot more than I'm willing to admit down here, as it was pretty clear that this place was not designed for mounts. But I did what I could trying to farm up keys until eventually, after a painful amount of time, I was able to come across it. There it is, at last. As well as this, I also wanted to grab myself some obsidian armor, as this was going to boost my summoning damage by a solid 31%. And if you didn't know, pretty much every mount in the game deals summon damage. This armor was going to require a ton of silk, tissue samples, and obsidian to make. However, for some reason I seemed to think I needed bones to make this, and ended up spending even more time in the dungeon. But once I did realize this, I gathered up some cobwebs, fought the brain a second time for more tissue samples, and finally crafted the armor at a Hellforge. Then, after all of this, all that was left was to grab a ton of potions, build out my Hellbridge, and chuck my guide Voodoo Doll into the lava. Okay, so the plan is, if we can use the slime mount, we can just get ourselves between the Roof of Hell and the Wall of Flesh, so we can just keep on stomping him over and over again. Alright, he's pretty close, let's go in. If we can get the Hungries out of the way. Oh, wait, that damage is looking very nice. Oh wait, no, he's dealing a lot of damage as well. Yeah, we gotta retreat. Get away. Ow, no, we're stuck. No. Oh, that's a shame. After my incident with a wall of flesh, it was clear that I was going to need to make some changes. In particular, I decided to make a few renovations to hell, trying to flatten out the roof as much as I could and getting rid of any bits that stuck out. And while I didn't get things completely flat, it did make things just a little bit easier. Attempt number 2, let's give it another crack. Hoping the new excavations can make things easier. Yeah, nice. Okay, this is definitely looking a lot better than before. Ow, no, still not. Great though. Are you gonna make it? No. 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 Surely this is it. I'm honestly just getting kind of sick of fighting him at this point. Alright, nice. I think I just gotta be a lot more careful than I've been earlier. Let's go in. Yes. Okay, that's enough. Gotta heal up. Okay, we're just gonna sit here for a little bit, heal up and ambush him whenever he comes over. Go. Ow. Oh no. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good. We might be able to make it. My only concern is the bridge length. Speaking of which. Oh no. Are we gonna make it? Is it? No. No. Yes. With the wall of flesh down, I was now into hard mode. And despite things already being painful enough, things were going to be getting drastically harder, with each enemy and boss dealing significantly more damage, having more health, and just generally being more annoying. What is this? In order to deal with these new difficulties, I was going to need any new mounts I could get. However, unfortunately, there weren't really many good options available. I could grab the Queen Slime mount, the Unicorn, or the Pig one, but none of these really did that much damage, leaving me with my only real option being the Basilisk mount, a mount you could summon by using an ancient horn, which dropped from the Basilisk enemy in the underground desert. So I made my way over to the desert and began heading down under, being quite possibly the first person to ever do so in the history of this game, as trust me, this place was not a fun place to be. As well as this, pretty much all the underground desert was infected with the Crimson, and this item was a 2% drop, meaning I was going to be here for a while. Why is this game got to actively spawn the most annoying enemies? I just want to kill the Basilisks. Ow, ow. Got myself a bit of a graveyard going on as well. Wait, is that it? Oh nice, there we go. After a few hours of searching for this horn, I'd finally gotten access to the Basilisk at last. And from now on, I only had a few things left to do before I fought the Destroyer. So I headed over to the Shimmer to turn my Ranger emblem into a summoning emblem. And while I was at it, got myself a few of the permanent Shimmer upgrades. Also, if you're wondering why I'm using adamantite armor instead of spider armor, this is because in my opinion, the extra summoning damage just isn't worth the low defense. Anyways though, after all that was said and done, I built an arena and began combat with the Destroyer. Alrighty, time to have a go at the Destroyer. We have good piercing though, so we should be fine I think. Nice. Yeah, this is actually really good. I'm feeling pretty confident with this fight. Oh no, ow, we gotta heal. Wait, no, we don't have any potions, do we? Hold on, surely we've got some in the chests. Hold on. No, none in here. Oh, I mean, we got some lesser healing potions. I mean, we may as well use them. No. Oh no, not looking too good. We just need him to go straight across so we can just pierce right through him. Ow. I don't know if we're gonna make it though. I don't think we have much time left either. Almost there. Go, go. Nice. With my victory against the Destroyer, I was feeling confident, perhaps a little too much, and immediately after this fight ran into a solar eclipse. And while there was nothing I needed from this, there also wasn't anything I could do about it. So I did the best I could and after a few deaths, eventually made it through. However, moving forward, this confidence was going to be fading away very quickly, as I was onto the rest of the mechanical bosses. And unlike the Destroyer where I could just pierce through all of his segments, the next few bosses were going to be much harder to hit, leading to a ton of deaths on both Skeletron Prime, oh no, and the twins. No. For the most part, my damage just wasn't enough, and even after spending all night fighting, I could barely make a dent in their health bars. But I did whatever I could to try and come up with a solution, researching online and theorizing ideas, until eventually I came up with the idea of conveyor belts and teleporters, which in combination would allow me to run super fast and keep up my momentum as long as I wanted. So I got to work building and eventually tried it out. However, unfortunately, it still just wasn't working out. That is a shame. By this point, I was almost certain that this was impossible. However, as a last resort, I did quite possibly every optimization I could think of, dying more and more until eventually on one night, things were beginning to turn around. Twins, here we go. I don't even know what attempt this is at this point, but I've been doing this for a long time. Anyways, the new plan for this fight is we can just switch between the Basilisk and the Slime Mount, depending on what works for each phase, because right now, the Basilisk alone is not working some of the time. We gotta deal with the first phase for now though. We are taking a lot of damage. Oh, it's hard, I have so little time. I can't really stop attacking, but I'm also just taking so much damage. No, oh, I don't know how we survived that. No, oh no, stop. Alright, nice. Now this twin, phase 2 is fine, but phase 1, I just cannot hit him normally. Hopefully the slime can help. Here we go. Wait. Yes, it's actually working. Oh, I don't know how this mount has carried us this far. Nice, nice. I just gotta keep up the rhythm. Yes. Okay, now we can switch back. I just gotta rewire some things. Oh no. No, I messed it up. Oh, we're running out of time as well. Come on. I'm gonna be so mad if we don't make this. Surely we have it. Nice. Oh, we actually did it. With the twins down, I'd now moved on to Skeletron Prime. And while things were a little better because of all the preparation I'd done, it was still far from easy. But I did my best trying to take him down until eventually after a couple of deaths, things were looking promising. This fight's actually looking pretty good for the most part. As long as we don't make any major mistakes, we should be fine. Ow. Oh no, we gotta refresh the honey. We still gotta be careful not to take too much damage. Alright, we're almost through the limbs. Just gotta keep this up and hopefully we can get it before the day. That's the main problem. Oh no, we're pretty close. Almost there. There we go. Finally, mech bosses down. Now that I dealt with Skeletron Prime, I was finally done with all 3 of the mechanical bosses. And almost immediately after this was off to the jungle to fight Plantera. Now, as usual, building in the underground jungle was not exactly fun. The enemy spawn rate was even worse than it normally is for some reason, and moving around was just generally annoying on a mount. But I got to mining away and soon enough had my arena finished. Then, after all this was done, I farmed up a bunch of life root to boost my health and began fighting Plantera. Where after an unfortunate incident involving explosives, things actually went pretty well. Yeah, this fight actually isn't too bad once you get the hang of it. We're taking some damage, but we also have infinite time, so there's not too much of a rush. Also, not gonna lie, the umbrella is very nice. I don't know how it's carried us this far. Okay. Ow. Oh, we still gotta be careful. No, almost there. Alright, there we go. While my fight against Plantera did take a while, it wasn't too bad, and eventually I was able to make my way through it. However, moving on to Golem, things were going to be getting a lot harder, as unlike Plantera, I died a lot on this boss. And as well as this, the overall fight was taking a very long time, but I did my best trying over and over again, grabbing a bunch of new upgrades like some honey, life fruit, and a heart statue wired up to some lizard traps, until eventually things were actually going pretty well. Alright, time to fight Golem. Again, we just need to focus on not dying. I mean, it might take a while, but we don't really have much of a time limit anyways. Ow, no. Kind of annoying hitting his hands when they're moving around like that. Okay, both hands down, nice. Progress at last. Oh no, no, since when does he do this much damage in his first phase? What are these lasers? We've been going for like 15 minutes, and we still have so much longer to go as well. I gotta heal. I don't know how many potions we have left though. Phase 2, here we go. We can just run back and forth and slowly but surely finish him off. Wow, this phase isn't even too bad. This is so much easier than before. I don't want to die this far in. Go. Ow. So close. Nice. After defeating Golem, my original plan was to craft some beetle armor, but after going through the pain that was this fight, I didn't want to spend any longer in the lizard temple, and was immediately headed out. Killing the queen bee, moving the witch doctor in and buying the tiki armor, giving me a decent boost to my summoning damage. With all of this ready, I was getting closer and closer to my fight with the Moon Lord. However, before I got to this, I still needed a little more preparation. More specifically, I was looking for an item known as the Brain Scrambler, which would let me summon my final mount of the challenge, the Scalelix. Unlike any of the other mounts I'd used this far, this was going to allow me to constantly shoot lasers and would be a massive boost to my damage. In order to get this item though, I was going to need to fight a Martian invasion. So I headed to space, began hunting down probes, and eventually found one. And while I thought this would be relatively easy, it ended up being a lot harder than I expected, as this was a 1% drop from a surprisingly rare enemy. But with the little hope that I had, I grabbed my umbrella, hopped on my Basilisk, and gave it my best shot. I do not remember Martian Madness being this annoying. I think the best strategy is just to keep throwing myself at the Martians until I die. Then just keep repeating that. Also nice, there's a Scalelix. You gonna get them out? Alright, not yet. Ow. No, this is not going well. Blood Moon. This could not get any worse. Great, now the Martian Source is going to come along too. How am I even supposed to deal with this on a mount? Solar Eclipse, what? Wait, no, we got the Brain Scrambler. Alright, never mind, I take back everything I say about the Martians. With the Brain Scrambler in my hands, I was feeling pretty good. And for the rest of the invasion, things became much easier. And I managed to make it through with only a couple of deaths. So with all this said and done, I figured I might have just been ready to fight the Moon Lord. And was headed off to the dungeon to begin my fight with the Cultist. Let's see how the Scalelix does against the Cultist. I want to actually test it on a boss. Alright, yeah, this damage is pretty good. I mean, could be a little better, but it also could be a lot worse. Nice. Oh wait, no, it doesn't attack during this phase. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a problem. No, oh no, it's over. Yeah, it's a shame. Unfortunately, my Scalelix refused to attack the Cultist in his clone phase. But after trying again, I realized I could just switch to another mount and use this instead. Sadly, this second attempt also ended up losing halfway through, but on my third attempt, I had a pretty good feeling. Third time's the charm. We got it this time. We just need to not mess up in the clone phase. Nice, nice. Okay. No. Oh, I didn't think I'd hit him. I don't know how we're gonna deal with the dragon. Oh no. Ow. Okay, nice. Dragon's done. We're still really low though. Oh, I don't know if we can get him from here. Go. I do not know how we made that. Why does he have to do this in the worst positions every time? Almost there. Come on. Alright, there we go. After a close fight against the Lunatic Cultist, I was now onto the Pillars. And let me tell you, this took a long time. As with barely any damage and no good piercing attacks, things were definitely a struggle. So I spent a few hours taking these down one by one. Near the end of this, I also realized my Scalelix mount doesn't actually do summon damage, so my Tiki armor was kind of pointless. But since I couldn't find my old hallowed armor, I was pretty much stuck with this. Eventually though, I was at last onto the Moon Lord. So with an umbrella in hand and a Scalelix beneath me, I began this final fight. For a while, I was struggling a lot with this, as no matter how hard I tried, I would almost always end up dying. And even if I didn't, the Moon Lord was healing just slightly faster than I could attack. As well as this, the longer I fought the boss, the more my hopes began to fade. As if I wasn't able to pull this off, everything else so far would have gone to waste. But eventually on one attempt, things were beginning to turn around. Alright, one more try, then I'm probably giving up for today. Honestly though, I am doubting my chances. We are getting the hang of it though, so maybe we might be able to make it, we'll see. The hands aren't actually that big of a problem, it's just when we get to the later parts of the fight. Nice, nice. Right, first hand down. Love to see it, gotta get the left one now. Also, damn, not gonna lie, kind of crazy how the umbrella has lasted us this long. It's the closest things we have to wings on a mount. Infinite gliding anywhere we want. Almost there, just a few more hits. Nice. Now we're on to the actual hard part. Oh yeah, I should probably explain. Hitting the eye with the Scalelix is really annoying as the Scalelix cannot really shoot vertically. So the plan is, we just teleport around him and hit him from the side. Still though, kind of annoying to pull off. It is very slow. We can't really get many hits in. Oh no. Oh, we're taking a lot of damage. No, he got another healing. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, okay. Nice. Slowly but surely, we are getting closer. This is taking a very long time though. Nice, nice. Yes, we actually got the eye down. All that's left is the core. I think we can actually hit this as well, which is good. His healing does speed up a lot in this phase though, so we need to get as much damage in as we can. Umbrella, come in clutch. We need to just keep on attacking. We cannot stop the damage. Alright, this it? Nice, we actually did it. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I put a ton of effort into this video, so I'd really appreciate a subscription. It costs nothing and you can always unsubscribe. Goodbye.